Let's take a tour of the main shop. You've definitely seen the roll-up door from the outside, and this hasn't changed too much from when I bought the place. Kind of a pro and con scenario. It came with a lot of tools, parts, bits and bobs, and I just have to go through and try and figure out what it is that we have, what's worth keeping, what needs to be tossed. But let's take a look. This trailer came with the property. I actually paid a little bit of extra money for it, but it's a really solid trailer, and I like that it's full-size wheels. Over on this side, you can see a nice workbench. This is a chipper. So 10 horsepower chipper. I have used it, had to make sure it was running, get some fresh fuel in there, and it works pretty well. So I'll be chipping things for garden beds for sure. This is a wood splitter. Actually has a Honda engine, 8 horsepower, and then the hydraulic system. I've used this and it works great. I have a wild idea to see about converting the log splitter to electric. I need to do a little bit more research, but I think that it would be relatively possible to basically just hook up an electric motor where the output shaft from the Honda attaches to the pneumatic system. And since I'm not planning on towing this into the forest, I would do most of my splitting near the shop anyway, might be a way to cut down on maintenance of the machine and not have to buy gas for it. But we'll see. That is, that's down the road a little bit. I gather that this is a welding station. There's a nice vise here. Some tubes, fluorescent tubes that need to be recycled. But I think that the way it's all boxed in, that just to me screams welding station. Got a pair of nice ramps there. Here's where we start getting into kind of random storage. There's some conduit line, there's a flue brush for chimneys, various couplers, bolts. This was some sort of filing storage. It's kind of cool. The guest house, the second house, what I call the guest house, is a kit home. And so this is the actual construction instructions for it. And then various owners' manuals for different things around the property. This seems to generally be the irrigation supplies. So far I've gotten pretty lucky in finding everything that I needed here for simple irrigation, but there's still a lot that needs to be done to get the irrigation system all in good condition. Here's another fun one, a snowblower. I did use this last year. We haven't gotten any snow yet this year, but it worked well. Here's a table saw, and then you guys have already seen me using my power tools here. There's a variety of storage containers and things that needs to be gone through because I don't need all of it, and some of it's just not in good condition. This is a kind of a cool workbench because if you notice, there's actually, I know it's kind of dark, but there's actually casters on the bottom, so it's movable. I also don't know how good a condition this little wall AC unit is in, but if it's in workable condition, I've actually had some friends that have taken those and created a cold storage in their garage using a wall unit like that. There's a way to bypass the thermostat and get it to drop it even below what it normally would go. So you could have it put out in a very small space, 40 degrees or so, which would be really great for curing meats, root vegetables, long-term storage, kind of like a big walk-in fridge. So that's an idea that I've had kind of mulling around in the back of my mind in this big shop. It's a little hard to see, but there's actually is hookups for water over in this corner. So theoretically, one could have a RV hooked up in here. Moving over to this side, more shelf space, workbench space, variety of tools. Some are in good condition, some are in not so good condition. And it all needs to be gone through. Here's an electric radial saw for cutting lengths of board, and that does actually work. So let's see, I think I can turn it on here. Give it a whirl. Hey, so that works well. A few other tools and things here, all needs to be gone through, bit by bit. Now, let's check out up there. I will mention that 2 wheels on a wheelbarrow is money. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a 2-wheeled one. I've used both plenty of times, but the 2-wheel is really nice. So if you're looking to buy a brand new wheelbarrow for any reason and comparison shopping, I do think that the 2-wheel is nice. Okay, so walking up these stairs, you can look back. Here's where we came from. And this loft is actually really nice. I've started to put some storage up here, but it's dry, there's lights, and all in all, it's in really good condition for what you might expect for shop storage. One of the things that I have to do is go through a lot of boxes of things that either I've accumulated or that I've inherited from family members who have passed away. And so it's nice to have a storage space like this to be able to temporarily put stuff while I go through it. It actually allowed me to close out the storage unit that I was paying monthly for. That's it. The shop needs a good clean. It needs to be purged of the stuff that's no longer in good condition. And a few other things like dealing with the insulation in the ceiling. You can see that's starting to come down. But all in all, it is in really good condition and is totally usable. So that's the main shop. Now let's get on to the next thing.